What's going on YouTube? EarthP0w3R here, bringing you guys another narrated draft match. This is round 2, myself versus Gorby, and our little 4-man draft. CVH, Matt Segura, Gorby and I all decided to draft 3 packs of Quest for the Gauntlet, and you can see the picks and my deck building for it in the annotation link right there on screen, or you can go to the description and click on the link there. So I drafted a nature water deck with a splash of fire, and it looks like Gorby at this point is on light among probably another civ, which I'm sure we'll see. Yeah, darkness. So light darkness, and has the I call it Skull Sweeper still. I still can't remember the names of a lot of these new cards, but the 3-cost 1,000 power guy who discards a spell out of the hand, lets you look at the hand and discard a spell, which is really powerful, especially in draft, being able to just look at your opponent's hand and see their next couple of plays, and then play accordingly. Especially that early too. On turn 3, he's able to even drop a laser eyes out of my hand for the +1, so it works out. I do have a really big play on turn 4 though. I dropped the 4-cost 2,000 guy who gets +3 when battling, so he's effectively a 4 for 5. Which works out really well, makes him the biggest guy on the board currently, and should hopefully allow me to deal with everything Gorby summons here for the next couple of turns. And I did draft an Anjax and a Kalorth, so I think that's what I'm trying to set up here. I do have the Whirlpool Warden on turn, looks like turn 4, so on turn 4, 3 or 4. Blah, I don't even know anymore. But I do have the Tide Seer, which lets me discard the Bronze Arm Tribe out of my hand, which I don't need. I can curve out at 5 really well, so discard that, draw into Ardu Ranger, and go ahead and summon that guy. Just run all my dudes out. So Gorby summons Eye of Inquisition there, and thinks that it's whenever he summons a creature he gets to tap a card, which would be really good, but sadly it's not. His dudes have to die in order for that to happen. And he did summon the big light evolution, the uncommon guy, the 4 for 6,000 power guy. I should really learn these names, but for the time being we'll just have to make do. But he's 4 for 6 and basically double breaker and huge. So he's also got the Commissar Saurus, which powers up all of his light dudes by 1,000 power, all of his other light dudes. So Eye of Inquisition now at 5,500, and his evolution being at 7 now, which is very threatening. And I don't know if he decides to go in here. I know he considers it for a really long time. I don't think he wants to get run out by anything else that I could potentially have. So, I think I'm showing that to Matt or someone else right now. Oh yeah, we talk about the fact that the art looks like Ladia Bale from Duel Masters, except upside down. So, pretty sure it's a different card entirely, but I think the art is very similar. So I noticed it when Gorby summoned on me because I hadn't seen it upside down since then. The young Aqua Inquisitor, 1 mana, 2,000 power blocker. He's literally just going to eat an attack here in a couple of turns, and that's about all he's going to be good for. Unless I can summon Kalorth in order to, like, revenge some parts of Gorby's field, that Inquisitor's not going to do much. And then Gorby has the other evolution, the Void Wing, Void Stalker, something or another. The 5-drop, 7,000 power dark guy who gets him a creature back from his mana zone. And I do have Kalorth, so I'm just going to go for it. And he gets the Shield Blast blocker creature, and I figure I go for it here. I'm going to have a blast anyways when he decides to go in, because he'll probably have some form of removal. However, Gorby has the Nuts Blast hitting the 3 mana, 2,000 power blocker guy, and Cyronucleus as well, the 6 mana, 2,000 guy Frieza dude. So, froze my guy who could attack, and then that pretty much ends the turn for me. And then he has yet another evolution to come in and fast attack with, which gets -2,000 power to something when it swings for the turn. And he actually decides not to give that -2,000 power to the Inquisitor, which would have been really good there. Would have allowed me to, or would have allowed him to get rid of Inquisitor and go for game this turn. However, I don't think he realized that he could get Inquisitor, so just kind of banking off that. I'll take a free turn if I can get one. So at this point, I know I can chump block with the Inquisitor, and I've still got the Whirlpool Warden, so and I still don't think Gorby sees that he can get rid of Inquisitor, so I can block at least both of his double breakers, and hopefully mount some sort of comeback here because I am in a bad way. And the only reason I'm living right now is because Gorby doesn't see his unleash. Oh, so that's that. I think he's going to wind up giving the minus 2,000 to Kalorth after he mulls it over for a little while. And you got to think, too, this is a double time, so we're definitely in some heavy think mode. And he winds up giving the minus 2 to the Ardu Ranger. Just to go ahead and clear it off a board, which I guess isn't the worst move. I mean, it really keeps me from potentially going for game. But all I need is just some form of removal for the blocker at the end of the table that's sort of falling off screen. And I'm not sure if I've got it. I might have. Let's see if I've got an evolution. I don't. I've just got double Whirlpool, and so that blows. I did have the Anjax in hand. I just didn't have the nature creature to evolve it into. And Gorby just goes ahead and blocks the Kalorth. And Eye of Inquisition allows him to tap the other creature, so I guess I wouldn't have really been able to game him anyways unless I like bounced away the blocker, but for the most part, I mean, it was a good match. Again, Gorby not noticing that unleash gave me some sort of hope, but there was just no way to really capitalize with Eye of Inquisition and everything else that he had on board. So, yeah, heading to game 2. So shout outs to UltraPro being an awesome sponsor. Shout out to Championships. That's going on this weekend. If you haven't heard about that, you must not be playing Kaijudo. But for the most part, that's going on this weekend. They'll be doing a panel on Friday, which we'll be tweeting from, updating Facebook, as well as Wizards and all that too. They'll be doing all that stuff on their website, as well as their Twitter feed, and the Kaijudo Facebook as well, so definitely stay up with that. And then our social links also, myself, CVH, Dave Pendergrass, aka Drizzer, and Spinstar Swan will all be there competing from Team Peach. And then, you know, the usual suspects will be there as well, so should be good times. Oh, no turn 3 play in game 2 for me. And I drafted a ton of little weenie guys. However, God, Gorby's got the 3-drop 1000 guy again, and knocks Laser Eyes out of my hand once again, so kind of a pain. And then he follows that up with a Fume, so it's just one after another, just constantly just degrading my hand. I think I top into the Anjax now, though. Yeah, perfect. So, and I just go in. I figure I'm already behind in cards. I either get aggressive here and ride this Anjax to victory because I don't think he's got anything bigger than it, or lose the race to all of his weenies. And he actually decides not to attack there, which I think he should have. It would have been 2 shields, and he could have taken 3 the next turn. It is draft, I mean, and I'm out of a hand, so like the odds of me having any sort of major play on turn 6, outside of just maybe summoning 1 or 2 guys, and then him having all 3 on board plus whatever he summons this turn, I think probably would have just taken him to game. Yeah, the Oblivion Knight there is just nuts. So, Gorby about to get a lot of value off of this with the double Fumes attack, followed by the Oblivion Knight to unleash and discard my hand as long as I don't get blasts. And yeah, there they go. So, Gorby now winning this race. I do have Temporal Tinkering though, sort of fish through my deck a little bit. Luckily I have Whirlpool Warden as well, and I can revenge a Fumes and the Oblivion Knight with the Colonel Corn and Anjax respectively. And now hopefully that Whirlpool Warden will just kind of stick around and be my defense for the end game here. I think Gorby still has 2 or 3 cards in hand. I'm not quite sure anymore. I know with the constant discard, like he's been summoning dudes out all turns. I think, yeah, he does have 3 in hand. And then he has the 5-drop guy to get back what looked like Oblivion Knight. Just trying to set up some form of game here. Because if he's got bait plus the Evo next turn, he can potentially take it. Forces me to redrop the Whirlpool Warden and at least kill his evolution in order to prevent any sort of shenanigans from going on. And there's a Shield Blast creature again, Gorby with just all the water and dark Shield Blasts in this draft, which is kind of a pain. Okay, he just opts to summon the big blocker, the 5/4 guy. Just just to eat a couple of attacks. And now I have Kalorth, which is nice. Double break. And that might not be the blocker, actually. I'm not quite sure what that is. Yeah. I really don't know. It might be... Okay, it's just something to evolve into Oblivion Knight. But I guess it wasn't the blocker, but he had the blast anyways, so I don't think it mattered. It might have been the blocker, I'm not quite sure. I think it was. I think it was a 5-for-4 guy. I should go back and research these before narrating. I'm super bad at this. Oh, but regardless, like I said, Champs is going on this weekend, so stay tuned to all of the Facebook and Twitters of all of Team Peach to catch up what we're doing on the day-to-day basis. Like I said, the panel's on Friday, so we'll be tweeting and sending up Facebook from that. The first 6 rounds, including 3 rounds of draft, will be happening on Saturday, and then the last 3 rounds and top 8 will be on Sunday. So, should be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. As well as after this match, I'll have a pick one, pack one being uploaded as well. Probably the final video I'll upload this weekend, just because I'll be in Seattle all weekend and just kind of be updating the Facebook and the Twitter and stuff, not really focusing on the channel so much, just because it's going to be super busy and probably a little hectic. Oh, and I pro-played Gorby there. I knew he was going to have the 3-drop 1000 guy to discard my hand again, so I played down Laser Eyes and Spears early to prevent that -1 from happening again, because, God, if he doesn't have it every single time. However, he does have, like, all the rest of the discard, though. Mr. Smiles and Fumes there for the back-to-back discard. And he does hit a Shield Blast Sprout, which is nice, so I'm able to get the free mana there. And have Colonel Corn just go in for Mr. Smiles, which is why I didn't block with Whirlpool Warden. There was no reason to waste it there, especially since I had Kalorth in hand. And you can only discard 2 cards, so I was able to hold on to it. Still got a card in hand, and Kalorth is obviously huge, so similar game strategy to Game 2. Just run them out and hope I get there. Gorby revealing Stro Flash there, so he just drafted the nuts for Dark Light and, you know, that little bit of water section for the Shield Blasts. I'm pretty sure he just drafted 4 Shield Blast water cards. Oh, I have Inquisitions back, which is a pain. Makes it really hard to revenge his dudes, especially since he gets to choose the creatures to tap. Oh, such a pain. But I guess that's what makes it a good card in draft. Reasons to be in Light and Dark, I guess, if you're already there. So, Tideseer. Realized I should have discarded first instead of drawing. So I just went ahead and discarded. That's something that's probably going to get me all weekend. But we'll try to remedy that and kill his Fume so that he can't beat me next turn, and hope that I can get there with my dudes. However, he does have this Stalker guy, and no Shield Blast from me makes it a game. So that's that. Gorby won that race. Shoutouts to him. Shoutouts to our little mock draft there. You know, it's always good to do these and get used to drafting the set before the actual competition. That way we don't make mistakes like forgetting names and drawing with Tideseer before you discard, and etc., etc. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. The social links down below you should definitely check out. Like I said, we'll be updating those all weekend long for Champs. I'll probably have some videos starting up again next Tuesday or Wednesday. As soon as we get back from Champs, we'll be doing updates, twigs. We might try to do another podcast, maybe a discussion video. We haven't done one of those in a long time, but I guess that's what the podcast really turned into. So stay tuned for all of that, and hopefully, guys, we'll see you next time. Peach.